Yo guys, I'm selling my Ensoniq EPS to a guy, so I promised him to show a little bit about the basics on how to use it. So here's the Ensoniq EPS sampler, and the first thing is that when you start it up you need a system disk, and this one is inserted and then you power up the machine so it boots from the disk. A sampler is essentially a computer that is designed to be just an instrument. So you can of course sample sounds by using a microphone on the input, or you can load in some patches, and here I've got a bunch of sounds loaded into this sampler, and here is a structure here. Is that you have these 8 instruments here, so you can just select one of the instruments and play it. Or you can just try different. And the funny thing about the EPS and the samplers that followed, like the 16 Plus and the ASR, is that you have a sequencer built into these. So we can try to make a little sequence, and to do this you just press rec and play on these yellow buttons here, and if I move sideways here with the arrow button, I can select what kind of tempo I want, and if I want loop recording, or if I want a click. So the click sound is just on at to a count in, so it's not clicking while recording. So if I wanted to click while recording, I need to have click on here. So now it's click on, and I got a drum kit here. So I can just make a little simple drum beat. And now when I press stop, it tells me that I've recorded 4 bars. Do you want to keep the track? I want to keep the track. And I can press command here and track, and then I get quantize, so I get track number 2. So I'm gonna quantize it all the way through to, like, say 16 bit, 16, and then it asks me if I want to keep the new one or the old one. So I can, the EPS always lets you listen to what you've done, and you can make changes and stuff. So now let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so that's fine. So we got some sick sounds here. Sick. Okay, this is a cool thing, and we can just all right. I've not practiced anything or planned anything, so I'm just letting it so in a very simple manner. So let's just quantize this as well to 16ths, and I don't know how it sounds, but let's see. It's this click here is a count off thing, and as soon as I turn off the click, the music will start instantly when you press play. But now in this record mode, so to speak, I've got a click going. So it's just okay. So we got it. Let's take that one. Well, let's not quantize that sick flute and just add a piano on this. Okay, something like that. That's how simple it is, and then you can mix these things by going into the various instruments, selecting what kind of volume you want. So now I'm lowering this flute. Okay, but that's how it works from a very basic standpoint. So if you just want to go through sounds, just select a floppy disk like this, insert it, press load, instrument, this the load here and instrument there, and then you got to browse through the disks to see what's on them. So here is some stuff, and it takes a while sometimes to load a sound. It depends on how large they are. Really small sounds can of course load in just seconds, but if you have stuff like a drum kit or something, it can take up to, say, almost a minute to load a disc like that. So what you do is you go through discs to see what's on them, and apparently these sounds are pretty large, all of them. That one was not formatted. Okay, good to know. So what's here? This one has lots of, sometimes there's some information written on the disc itself, and you can get some information. And sometimes the discs are made for the ASR, so they won't be able to read in this one. So I will, of course, only send EPS discs with this machine, so that the new user can find something funny. So here's apparently something like a strings, I don't know, we load in. And the EPS was actually the first sampler in the world to allow you to play sounds while loading. So while this is loading here, you can play something else, but now it's in here. So that's very basic on the EPS. Thank you.